Hello, welcome back to the show. It's Reverend Sully here at Reverend Sully's channel here. It's the weekly comic book pop culture get down here with us. Yeah, hi. How's everyone going? Hi, Lane Kramer. Good to see you early. Cool. It's go time, Eric. Instead of go time, it's Eric O time. I like that a lot better than all this let's go. That fucking shit is so lame. I'm from Boston, so when people are saying let's go, all I can imagine is you leaning on your fucking car horn. You're being an asshole in traffic. None of you people on Twitter, none of you people like in all the live chats of the shows impress this dude with your let's go or your LFGs. You know what I mean? We are going to review some comic books today. We're going to preview the comic books today, too. Going back to work tomorrow after my summer break, so I'm not going to be able to do the live show on Wednesdays anymore. So I'm going to consolidate the Sunday show, and we're going to go live as long as we can. And that's that. It's great to see everyone today. That's right, Lane Kramer. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see all of you out there. And please don't take my t-shirt as an endorsement of anyone's political views. Guess what? There's a lot of politics to talk today, too. I'm going to talk about it for 2 seconds. Trust me. Doing that, too. Yeah. And Lane Kramer says, I just read Ultimates 2 today and Head Hulk number 14. And yeah, exactly. I liked Hulk 14. And but Ultimates 2 was a piece of fucking garbage, written by an activist, and it's the opposite of entertainment, activism in your comic books. Fuck that shit. Maybe you've noticed a tone shift in the show right now. This is where we're going, huh? Hey, James, how are you, sir? Good to see you. Damn it! That's right. Don't worry about the ads. I need to still fill out my AdSense stuff. So my monetization is momentarily suspended. I need to provide them with like tax information and billing information and IDs and stuff. It's pretty, and I'm actually, with this third party hacking stuff that went on this past weekend, I'm a little glad I didn't. I just, like me hitting monetization was a goal, not a lifestyle choice, Lane Kramer's right. Ultimate 2 just sucked, man. I am ready to drop the series. Hulk 14 was really very good. I agree wholeheartedly. Because you know what we're going to play? We're going to play What's in the Bag later. That's right. These are the 6 funny books I bought from my local comic book shop. There's one thing that we're always going to do here at the show is we're going to pimp our local comic book shops, our LCS, our local comic book shops. I go every Wednesday. I get my supplies there. I get my bags, my boards, my boxes there. And I have a pull list now because, your local comic book shop might be ordering just enough to have a couple of issues on the shelf, but they will cover their pull lists. And so I'm just a little tired of getting to the local comic book shop a little too late and missing my monthly. So it's all good to make a pull list, and I'm getting 10% off, and I get 10% off of my supplies too. So is it a bad sign that my LCS yesterday, when you picked up Phoenix number 1, you had 25 copies still on the shelf? It must have some returnability going on with that. That sounds like it. Maybe if Yul Carter shows up, maybe we can ask him. And about the art too. Did you hear the one about the art being it's traced, it's ripping off of Oliver Copiel? It's out there, man. Yeah. I think my comic book shop has gone on a little bit too far in support of the series of the X-Men line. We'll get into that. I'll pull that up. I will. Let's see. I got some show notes that I have to, Pika busts his ass to make show notes and run the show. He's getting help. Next week, hopefully, he's going to have an assistant. He is the assistant. Don't tell him. He's getting a little old. You might have to step down. No, he'll never. He's the producer emeritus. Okay. Over there in the control booth, we have our Cecilized Canadian bear and the Drinker. They run the show, the boom mic, the camera, the backgrounds. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about that too, just a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't really like to get political because I'm not very political anymore. But we'll talk about that. It is literally on the show notes. You see, Biden drops out. Yeah, he did. But let's get to it. We're going to spend a couple of minutes talking about this week's upcoming releases. It's New Comic Book Days every Wednesday. I'm so happy that DC Comics went back to a Wednesday new release day. They were doing Tuesdays for a year, and that just doesn't serve anyone right. This week we got Detective Comics 1087 coming up, written by Ram V. I think it's got art by Stefano Raffaele. Christian Duce and Stefano Raffaele. I love Raffaele's art. I am a fan of Ram V's run. I know that if Dwayne Muth gets here, he's going to say Ram Z as in, yeah. It's just funny. So, Detective, we could be talking about All In as well. I mean, in October comes a new direction in DC Comics. Many of the titles are keeping their creative teams, their writers, and a lot of titles are getting there a lot of switch arounds. We can talk about that in the next upcoming weeks. And we want to parse out that, I don't want to talk about everything at once. I don't want to bore you. But we're getting Tom Taylor is coming up on Detective Comics at issue 1090. So there are only two more. I mean, there are three more. 1087, 1088, and 1089. And then Ram V will be done with his slow burn of a huge run at tech called Gotham Nocturne. Ultimate Black Panther number 6 is coming out. That is the pick of the litter for me with Ultimate Comics, but I'm not buying it. But so far, it's been the most competent. Green Arrow number 14 by Joshua Williamson. He's coming off of that title, and incoming is Chris Condon. Chris Condon, who did that Texas Blood, and what I know him from, the Enfield Gang Massacre. I'm looking forward to Green Arrow. And and good luck, Joshua Williamson. He's stepping back from DC Comics, I heard. Yeah. We got Void Rivals number 11. That's Springer on the cover. Let's see. We got Flash number 11 by Cy Spurrier. Very boring. Hey, Dwayne, are your ears ringing? Because we just mentioned you. Lane Kramer says, I think this is the first time a sitting president has not run for re-election when he could since LBJ. I think also it was Gerald Ford, right? Was that it? Or did Gerald Ford outright lose to Jimmy Carter? Was that it? Lane Kramer says, looking forward to Tech and Ultimate Black Panther. LOL, they are where I diverge from Wes. I'm loving both stories right now, and I like BP more than Ultimate Spider-Man. I agree with you on all of those counts. Seriously. And yeah, okay, Ford lost it. And I read Spider-Man Reign 2, number 1 on Thursday. I think Carrie Andrews could have used Christos Gage's help on the story like Dan Slott always needed. I know, I hear you. And but it's a free issue made for the trade paperback. So it's like, this is act 1, and it's one and done. And it gets to the point really quickly. I mean, some of the art was interesting, to say the least. Yeah, like Cy Spurrier and Flash number 11. He's sticking around on that title, I think. And I'm going to read more about, we'll talk more about All In next week. Seriously. I mean, because we'll see if any more of the details will flesh out. There's Marvel Star Wars Darth Vader number 48. This is coming to an end at issue 50, like I thought it would. Moon Knight number 7. Vengeance of the Moon Knight number 7. There's a Blood Hunt tie-in. Don't care. It's Jed McKay It's they killed off Mark Spector 8 issues ago, and they've already brought him back. It's just like what they did with Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel. Hello, AL. Good to see you. As always, Pikachu is elated to see your Pikachu as always. It's always good to see you, guys, gals, everyone. It's always good to see you guys out there. Hold on, let me pull up. Sometimes I wonder about how much gas I got left for this show. It's not that my interest is waning in comic books. It never has. It's been a lifelong love of mine, and I'm glad that we share this together. There's just not enough good comics out there to really have a zest, a zeal for. And I'll keep going, and especially if you guys keep showing up. You know, I love this time we have together. So it's like we're basically dialing it down to one a show a week, down to two. The Sundays, the Sunday show. Yeah, because I'm going back to work tomorrow, and that means I can't do a live show on Wednesday anymore. But also, I'll make supplemental shows here and there. You know, I'm not going to stop being a YouTuber. I'm not going to stop talking about comic books. I'm not. I mean, I got some stuff going on in my personal life too. That might take precedent. You know what I mean? And I got to be ready for that. So if I have to drop the show for a couple of weeks to go take care of stuff, I got it. But I will keep you in touch. I will always put the community notes and give you programming notes, updates, and stuff. But I remain blessed and grateful that you all just show up. Thank you, AL. I really do. And thanks. Fisted Khonshu is coming. That's right. I started with Vengeance of Moon Knight reading the series. Now I get to read some Jed Mark Spector. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't mind Jed McKay too much. I actually liked X-Men #1, him and Stegman. What I learned over at Wes's yesterday, Stegman's coming off of that, and like he's only doing 3 issues. I mean, WTF, as the kids say. And I'm blessed and grateful that I was on Wes's yesterday. It's always fun being on that show, and it's just, yeah, it's fun. And hanging out with like-minded people, and Aaron Sparrow and Doc and Josh and Jim and Gray and Yule and Drew and Dylan and Teresa and Javane and occasionally Fatal J. And the whole point, you know, Doc legitimately doesn't like Fatal J. And Fatal J doesn't care. I like that. But, oh, thanks. You know, but, you know, hopefully, you know, maybe we can be your bridge to be like, you know, build a bridge. Maybe like your homework this week is to talk to one person and be like, what's in your stack? I'll show you mine if you show me yours. I love doing that. I love talking to strangers, but that's just who I am. I've always been gregarious, outgoing, fearless when it comes to talking to people. And you wonder why I'm single, because it's like I have got no problem talking to chicks. It's just the chicks aren't out there anymore. I mean, it's feminism. It's just like, you know, yeah. But I'm grateful for feminism because I don't have any kids, and I don't have, that means I don't have any child support payments. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 by Jason Aaron's coming out. What do you feel about that? Harley Quinn #42. That's thankfully coming to an end. Teenie Howard is coming off that book. Like last week, this week, Heard Catwoman came out, and it's terrible. The art's terrible. The story's terrible. I was championing this thing. I was giving Teenie Howard a fair thing, and she was impressed. She impressed me the first 6 issues of 9 Lives, and then it just, crash and burn. No, thank you. I don't think Aaron's forgiven me for having watched. We're going to talk a little bit about the Acolyte too. We're going to have to, because we're going to talk about lightsaber mood rings. I've been fighting with fucking Acolyte fans all week since Wednesday. Seriously, they're out of their fucking minds. It is weird the X-Men Krakoan age fans went, it's they're all glomming on to the Acolyte because it's all about, lifestyle choices, I guess, pretty much. The teeny. Oh, thanks, Lane. I appreciate that. What was this? Yesterday was really awkward when I had to put back 2 comics because it was $35 and $55. That's too rich for my blood. And I did buy the $10 and $1. Good. Yeah. They were ship baiting. I read a good one today from Data Racer. He was like commenting on how Leslie Headland was saying that she's getting all of this wonderful fan art of just like of shipping and like, but it's like here you have an emotionally unstable young woman being groomed by a mass murderer. That is the mentality of modern Star Wars. You know what I mean? I am a Lucas Star Wars fan. All right. And I made a really big tweet on Tuesday before the show came out. The bloody novel. I'll read it to you. Don't worry. We're going to get there. And we're just going to go through the previews just real quick. This week's comics. We got Rook Exodus number 4. I'm looking forward to that. $3.99. King Spawn number 36 for $2.99. That's a good book. Pick up on that. Monstrous number 53 by Marjorie Liu. It's good to see Marjorie Liu working. I've been reading the past couple of issues of this, and I'm lost. I'm literally lost. It's a big story, and Lane Kramer's got I watched all the episodes of The Acolyte, and I think it was a 5.5 out of 10. I found things I liked, but the individual episodes writing was awful. Yes, keep bringing this up. Bring up your ideas when we start talking about it, because we're going to get into it. NYX number 1. This is like the 3rd volume of NYX. And sure, it's The Mutants of Manhattan. You got Batman Brave and the Bold number 15, $7.99. It's actually the less Tom King on this. It's a decent book. Captain America number 11 by J. Michael Straczynski. Jesus is. And it's a waste of time. Wolverine Blood Hunt number 4 of 4 with art by Juan Jose Reap. This is my friend Wes loves this book. And I'm kind of iffy on it, but you know what I mean? It is probably the best of the Blood Hunt tie-ins. I mean, I liked the Union Jack the Ripper, especially because of the Kev Walker art. And but Blood Hunt's a real dud. I was in for it for the Pepe Larraz artwork and maybe even the newness of it, the speculator value of it. I got the red band and the poly bag. I didn't open them. I'm not going to open the poly bags. I got them bagged and boarded, so the board keeps them hopefully as straight as possible. We've got Task Force 7 issue number 2. Absolute Power. So what? Sorry. I mean, you heard what Mark Waid said, right? I mean, you can get a big old F you. Let's see. The whole series was so much, this has to happen to make the major plot point happen. I also feel Osha May is like Van from Final Fantasy XII, merely a vessel for the audience into the world, not characters. And some of the characters were fun, like Sol and Kamir. Even Jeki I liked. Osha and May had to remain neutral, almost like an old KOTOR non-speaking player, given choices and talk back. Yeah. Sacrificers number 10's coming out this week. Looking forward to that. How many of these are in my poll list? Let's see. I've got 2. I got Rook Exodus on my poll list. I've got Sacrificers on my poll list. Do not waste your time on Leah Williams' Power Girl. I mean, seriously. It still has the Dawn of DC trade dress. That's going away pretty soon. It's got to be going away after Absolute Power. Batman the Dark Age, number 4. It's okay. Great art. Absolute Power Origins, number 1. It's Waller, year 1. Who cares? Strange Academy 3 of 3 Blood Hunt. Yep. Conan the Barbarian number 13. It's a fabulous book that I'm not reading. I'm not a Conan fan, never have been. But I know good shit when I see it and when I read it. That's really good shit. Feral number 5. I got the first issue. Tell them we said hello, okay? Please. Let's see. What else? Local Man 12. Here we go. That's also on my pull list. Loving Local Man. Probably the best comic book that's flying under everyone's radar. Let's see. What else is coming? Flash Gordon number 1, written by Jeremy Adams, art by Will Conrad. It's on Mad Cave Studios. I read a preview copy 2 weeks ago. This thing's got the goods. It's really fun. Great issue number 1. Gets you right into it. Boom. I'm in. I love Jeremy Adams. I'm here to support him. Also, Nemesis Rogues Gallery by Mark Miller. All right, so that's on my pull list as well. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 books so far. So that's about $25 with a 10% discount. And let's see, what else? What else we got? Oh, it's Winnie the Pooh Demon Hunter. That's great. Anything else? Yeah, it's going to be a light week for me. So I got at least 5 books on my pull list. Awesome. And that is that. Oh, did I not even have that up? Jeez, I'm sorry. And, but yeah, I am going to open up my Twitter. Twitter's on fire right now with political stuff. So Joe Biden stepping out of the presidential race. Did your Twitter blow up today? I mean, seriously, I'm going to say this out loud. I cannot trust anyone that says vote blue no matter who, or vote red or we're dead. I've never heard that one. That's my jingle to balance out vote blue no matter who. I think that's the lamest thing ever. You're going to discount somebody's qualification. You're going to pass over a qualified applicant. The fuck is wrong with you? Seriously, I'm from Massachusetts, where we've had a great balance of Republicans and Democrats for a very long time. I mean, seriously, I'm just, you can't, but I mean, I think it's great. I'm very proud of Joe Biden for doing that. He's 81 years old. He should be enjoying his golden years. All right. He has served America for the majority of his adult life. It's time to just, it's his time. Thank you, Joe Biden, thank you for your service. Enjoy your golden years. Please. You'll always be President Biden. You always will be. No one can take that away from you. Seriously. Hey, Nerdy Girl Creates. Hello, Carrie. Well, kinda, maybe. It depends. I mean, it's a big thing, but it's like if you're gonna force Kamala Harris on us, I wouldn't vote for her, almost because she's just I don't have faith in her. I wouldn't have faith in Gavin Newsom either. He's 56. She's 59. I would we need younger candidates. I think Trump's too old. Seriously. He's 77. He's too, is it ageism? No, it's real. It's reality. I mean, Bobby Kennedy Jr. is 70. And right now he's got my vote. I always vote for the third party. Since Ross Perot in 1992, when I was first able to vote for president in a presidential election when I was 19 years old, turning 20 in 1992. It was the first time I was able to vote. And it was rock the vote. It was Bill Clinton versus George Bush, and MTV had rocked the vote and get out there, young people, and register to vote and get out there and vote. And So pop culture had a lot to do with getting, Bill Clinton in office. And those were good times. The 90s were good times, seriously. But I'm in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and only once have our electoral votes gone to a Republican candidate. So it doesn't matter who I vote for. The 12 electoral votes of the Commonwealth are going to a Democrat. That's how the state works. But it's for me, a two-party system is only one party away from being a one-party system. If it already isn't, they call it the mono-party. But, I like Bobby Kennedy. The Kennedys are from Massachusetts. I mean, wouldn't it be great to have the Commonwealth of Massachusetts send its electoral votes for Bobby Kennedy Jr.? I think I like that. And you know what? He's a bit of a wackadoo. Whatever. Who isn't at this point? It's going to be harder and harder to pass your purity tests the further history goes along. Yeah, I mean, I mean, she's smart enough to have gotten this far, but we need young. I think, Vivek Ramaswamy. I love this guy. What happened to Bobby Jindal? He was he was a Republican governor of Louisiana. I mean, where is Bobby Jindal? Why can't we have Bobby Jindal in this race too? Let's see. Carrie, you must be loving my shirt tonight. Hey, Carrie, check this out. Our friend Mexican Iron Man, Mike Canule, he is so pissed off at Ethan because of his war with Tommy Connor Jr. You're going to see this online soon. I swear he's going to do it. I even offered to buy his Harris Comics Cyberfrogs off of. I haven't heard from him. I think Mike's going to take all of his Cyberfrog funnies to and toys to the shooting range. Yeah. He said this on Loki's on Valhalla last week. I know. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. I know. Oh boy, I know. I just bought my Rainbow the Brute action figure. I backed that today because, you know what I mean. What did I miss? It was nothing. No, Tom Connor got into a fight with Ethan over just the back and forth and the taking sides and shit. And so Tom says that Ethan attacked him unprovoked, and Ethan, Ethan being Ethan, Ethan's being Ethan. I love Ethan. Come on, man. And he'll be the first to apologize. I know. I stay away from Twitter because of drama like this. You should. You're a wise lady. Siri, please. I'll take a 43-minute timer fireplace. Because you got to throw a log on the fireplace every 45 minutes or the thing shuts off. Sometimes I like to have... Yeah, she's Australian. Anything else? Yeah, Biden, huh? You got issue number 0? I'm looking for issue 0. Yeah, we'll talk later. I stay away from Twitter because of drama like this. I'm not looking for the collection. I'm looking for the floppies, to be honest with you. Yeah. Oh, cool. That is cool. That's wicked cool. So, yeah, what did I buy for comics this week? I had a light week this week. I didn't read 40 floppies this week. I just didn't have it in me. I didn't want to. Seriously. Let's, I'm going to show you where I go. I'm going to share this tab instead. I got this site from your boy Zach. I love your boy Zach. I love Richard C. Meyer. I know he's I love his attitude about Disney Star Wars and about the whole thing. He's just like, he's getting so much crap for his attitude. I'm like, who cares? Just make your own content. Make your own show. This is where I read my pirated comics now. Let's see. Red Coat number 4 came out this week. I didn't read it because I'm not reading it. I'm reading Rook Exodus, and I buy that. Let's see what else. Fish Flies number 7 came out, but yeah, I didn't read it. But it's really good. I love Jeff Lemire. Jeff Lemire is coming back to DC. He's going to be doing a DC Absolute title, and which one he's writing, I don't know. Let's see. Powerpuff Girls by Kelly Thompson. So does this mean that the Powerpuff Girls are now lovers? They're sisters. Don't be that way. I'm just kidding. Thank you. Yeah, huh? I've been reading Thunderbolts online for free. I don't know why. Exactly. Don't do it. Let's see. Exo Man of War, Invictus, number 3. Fuck you, Becky Cloonan. You very much. Haha. Usagi Yojimbo. I mean, it's on Dark Horse. Okay. Man's Best number 5. We're going to be talking about that. Trust me. I'm going to tell you all about it. Wes read that, and he was like, what the hell is this? I'm like, I've been reading this since issue 1. And I'm telling you, I read this one. Uh-oh. See? And this is what happens when you go to a pirate site. It's like, this is why you never kiss a hooker on the mouth. But Star Wars, number 48 by Charles Soule. There's only 2 more issues left in this volume of Star Wars because it's coming right up to the opening scroll of Return of the Jedi. This wasn't all that bad. I mean, I actually pretty much liked it. I skipped Dracula number 3 by Danny Lore. I skipped Aliens number 5. What If Aliens? I skipped Stephanie Phillips, Laura Kinney, the Wolverine one-shot. Superman number 16. But if we'll get there. Trust me. But yeah, Phoenix number 1. There is stolen art. There is like ripped off art. Invincible Iron Man number 20. I read that and I mostly liked it. But then in it, he puts in it, let's open it up. We're going to look and see. This is how you pirate a magazine. And go all the way to the end of the book. There's going to be, see, that's his new armor. He's going to get a new armor. So he's getting, this is the last issue of this volume. So it's Jerry Duggan's last issue of this. So check it out. So this kind of wraps up. This is like the final issue of the Fall of the House of X. Jerry Duggan, who was doing X-Men. He was doing Uncanny Avengers. He was doing the Fall of the House of X book. So this has been Jerry Duggan's X-Men run. You know what I mean? So this is the treehouse in Central Park. There's Tony and Riri Ironheart Williams, and they're making a memorial, and with an eternal flame here, dedicated to those who paid the ultimate price to fight fascism. And this is where this comes off the rails. Seriously, one weasel word overused by progressives took the entire piss out of this, ruined this pretty decent, because this brings Emma and Tony's relationship to closure. It sets up for the next writer. But I mean, seriously, everything all of this fucking progressive weasel words. If you disagree with them, you are a Yahtzee, you are a bigot, you are an istophobe, you are a fascist. I'm so fucking sick of this shit. I'm sick of activism in books. This is the opposite of entertainment. Fuck your activism. Yeah. Fuck Mark Waid. Seriously, I won't touch his shit anymore. I'll read it for free, but no thanks. I'm never buying his shit again. Fuck you, man. Let's see. Absolute Power tie-in, Wonder Woman. Tony S. Daniel is doing the art on this. Tom King's still writing it. So you go from Wonder Woman being bound and and captured by the patriarchy to being bound and captured by Waller. Oh, who cares, man? Here we go. Catwoman number 67. This is part 9 of 9 lives. One more issue of this left. The art in this sucks. The story is faltered. I mean, this is terrible. Ultimate X-Men number 5. I'm so glad I dropped this book. You know I love Peach Momoko, and I love her art. This story is all 5 of the girls in here are, all the heroic leads are women in this, are females. There are no heroic men. All the men are bullies, self-deletion victims, the host of the Shadow King, Maystorm's a physically abusive father. I mean, there's no X-Men action in this. I mean, this is issue number 5 of Wheel Spinning. It's beautiful wheel spinning. I love her art. I love her style. I love the cultural ciphers at the end of the book, but it had to go, and it's off of my pull list. Good luck, but this is a shoujo manga. This is girl stuff. All right. X-Men is a high octane action adventure book for fucking boys. I know I sound like fuck him. No, it's for everyone, and it's for, but it's like, well, okay, here, that's a good question. Heard IDW is doing a Naruto TMNT crossover. Why? Because they do turn Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossovers with lots of different properties. Street Fighter 2, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Usagi Yojimbo. I mean, there is a ton of crossover stuff out there. Hello, Genuine Comics. Welcome. How you doing today? Good to see you. Let's see. But yeah, I mean, seriously, it's I'm not going to say it sucks, but it's just like, it's pathetic how there's no men in this, and there's plenty of guys in this, but they all suck. They suck as people. They suck as characters. This fucking book brings me down. It makes me sad. And I've already fucking wasted, $5 an issue on this, $20 on a book that I don't fucking want. Sorry, but hey, you know what I mean? At least I tried, and I really do like Peach's, art. I didn't read Spectacular Spider-Man this week, and they asked me yesterday on the show, did you read this? And I'm like, no, it's a whole bunch of stuff I didn't read. Like Incredible Hulk 14, G.I. Joe, Destro. I mean, I skipped Blood Hunters. Fuck that book. Fuck the Blood Hunt stuff. Wow, he's angry today. Yeah, it was actually, they've done 2, I believe. And so let's get to it. Let's get to what's in the bag. Let's see what's in the bag. What did I get from my local comic book shop this week? Let me sort them real quick. I got 6 funny books this week. Here you go, floppies. The smell of paper and ink. It has a smell. It has a feel. They're nice and light. You can read these in bed. I used to roll them up and put them in my back pocket. Man's Best. 5 of 5. Written by Pornsack Pinchish P. Chet Shote. Pisha Shote. And was actually got some cred in the industry. He'll be also doing an Absolute DC title come October. This started out really, really fun and really good. It's about 3 weaponized Earth pets, a cat and 2 dogs, and they're a team, and they're in outer space, and they've been separated from their ship. Their ship crash lands on a planet, an alien planet, which has an intelligent life form. And it was easy to follow for the first couple of issues, and it got really kind of weird because, you know, the aliens are kind of just, you know, maybe they're like not, you know, physical. They're more of like intelligence and shapes. It's like, I mean, seriously, I mean, it's like, it was so hard to follow at the end. It completely fell apart, which was really fun for the first couple of issues. It landed off. It was, you know, it just landed. I mean, I've been there. I did it. Yay. And that was that. I mean, it just nothing much to it. It was written for the trade. I like the art. You know what I mean? It was. I liked rooting for the pets. Yeah, I mean, just, you know, there was Porthos, there's Athos, and the other one too. I mean, just and Lovey, and I don't know. It was fun for a couple of issues. It's over, and that's the best thing I can say about it. Thank you. Sorry, everyone at Boom. We just got bought out by someone else. Let's catch up with the chat real quick. I don't know if it's for everyone, it's for no one. Pretty much. And that's why I still roll them up in my pocket. And that's why I couldn't buy that $55 comic. It's obviously a collector's item. Awesome book. Incredible Hulk 14. Art by Nick Klein, written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. I was talking with both of them on Twitter about this. You know, Nick Klein had some art, and I was like, Nick, I love your hand-drawn onomatopoeia, your sound effects. Your Hulk is a very visceral and loud comic book. And he was like, oh, thanks, man. We got into a conversation. And Philip Kennedy Johnson ended up retweeting, like, you know, I took a picture of this with my pint of Guinness at my lunch. Isn't that nice? I mean, we can still connect with creators, especially if you're cool to them. If you're gonna throw shade at them, I mean, be prepared to, you know, be blocked or something. But just great art, great colors, great sound effects. This is a really fun book. You know what I mean? I've got every issue so far, and I'm in for this. Got Superman number 16. It was okay. I mean, I'm not thrilled with Jamal Campbell's art. It's very digital. You know, look at that. This is all digital. I mean, it looks like it was drawn on a tablet. You know, yeah, I'm not impressed. But it's Joshua Williamson. I've got every single other issue of this, and in it, well, Williamson is too. I'll stick with him because this is a pretty decent Superman run. I got Cy Spurrier's Sandman Universe, John Constantine Hellblazer, Dead in America, issue number 7. It is. I get distracted by my Twitter. This is the closest you're ever going to get to having original flavor brand John Constantine. That's why I'm reading it. It's okay. The art's okay. I mean, sometimes Spurrier's a bit much. He goes to the activist thing. Fuck you, the activist. Not you, Mr. Spurrier, but fuck activism in comic books. I'm done with it. Comic books should be a place that we go to seek refuge from the real world. Be constantly reminded of it makes you an asshole for doing that to us. Seriously. We got Dan Waters and Andrea Bresson's Destro, number 2 of 5. It's okay. It's not that bad. It's a lot better than Kelly Thompson's Scarlet. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, I'm in for all of this. Yeah, it's pretty good. Hello, we got Enzo214. I picked up Hulk 14 for the Deadpool with the Wolverine Deadpool side story. And I hope you can stay for the rest of it. It's pretty good. I really liked it. And the pick of the week, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, number 308, written by Larry Hama. Great art by Paul Pelletier. This is fun. This made me like really, I read it twice. I read it, I finished it, and I read it again. This is wicked fun. It's over the top. It's toyetic, meaning like all of these characters, they look like they're action figures. They're the most iconic versions of these of the characters. Like Snake Eyes looks like Snake Eyes. It's not like some random, fourth, fifth, sixth wave costume. It's that phase 2 cartoon look with the big, grill over the eyes. This is great. Serpentor has been infected with some kind of mutant zombie virus. And so their Cobra is in a civil war. So you got Serpentor Khan over on Cobra Island with Dr. Mindbender. And then you have Cobra Commander back in Springfield, with the rest of the Cobras. And so Serpentor is going to come and raid Springfield. And he's filling up these stealth bombers. But this is fun, just over the top. The bomb bay racks will not be filled with high explosive laser-guided bombs or cruise missiles, but with enhanced mutant cyborg Cobra Troopas. I love it. This is great. This is really fun. Larry Hama is having a great time writing this, and it's coming through in the story. I love how all the, there's kind of this constant repetition of the G.I. Joes referring to each other by their code names, which is great because there are so many G.I. Joes, there are so many Cobras that you need the constant reminder of who is who to, and every issue could be a new reader jumping on. It's got that old-fashioned expository value in its narrative. This is a winner. This really is. This is so much fun. I mean, look. The Joe Ninjas. Doesn't that look like Snake Eyes? Well, the chick there, she's Snake Eyes too. She was a Cobra operative that had Snake Eyes' psyche grafted onto her, and she instantly became a ninja, but she broke her programming. So now she's one of the Joes. Seriously, this stuff is fun. I hope you pick up on it. And those are the books this week. I also got a few crowdfunders that came in the mail. My buddy Latino Slant. This is his book. It's like part 1 of a murder mystery series he's doing called They Call Me Charleston by Latino Slant, Paulie himself. And I backed this. It's pretty good. You know what I mean? It's got some illuminated art in here, and I'll be giving this a read very shortly. I haven't started it yet. I'm going to keep it in its bag, especially because it's got the Latino Slant sticker. I also got from Mark Miller, his daughter, Emily Brooks Miller. She's 25 years old, 26 years old, and she's an artist in her own right, and she's doing her own comic books. Not comic books, but she did 2 graphic novels, and I backed them. I got them right here. Be More Gus and As Told by Rats, and they're very, very different. You got Summoner in the house. Just like comic books have a script the same way the political script was written, unknown around 3 or 2 years ago. Now everything is unfolding. Let's hit the popcorn and enjoy the show. Oh no! Eric, I am annoyed. The guru beads they sent me for the Mala prayer beads is all wrong. Well, just do the best you can with what you got. And and that's all you need to do. Because you know what I mean? It's like karma is intention. I know that spiritually. Mm-hmm. Is it too late for Bobby Kennedy Jr. to hop on the Democratic ticket? I mean, that would be. He's got my vote, but what I would say is this. What happened when Drew Bledsoe went down? Tom Brady stood up. And this is the process. This is how it goes. Just send us your best and your brightest. And please, someone younger who represents the hopes of tomorrow without being weighed down by the past. You know what I mean? Trump's not getting my vote. Seriously. I mean, Biden wasn't getting my vote. Who am I going to vote for? I always vote for the third party. But this time, I really believe in Bobby Kennedy. I really do. I like to say, don't blame me. I voted for Joe Jorgensen. And but back to it. Emily Brooks Millar. This is As Told by Rats. This is satirical and cruel, and it's got As Told by Rats by Emily Brooks Millar. As Told by Rats looks at the silliness, morality, and authenticity of furry social outcasts. The life lessons, decisions, and general advice enclosed should be taken with a pinch of cheddar. Many rats were harmed in the making of this book. Yeah, and the funniest one in here for so far is the rats are looking for gloves that fit right, and this one's too tight, this one's too big, this one's not warm enough. The ones that were the best were the hearts of their enemies. And my favorite was this, though. It was Be More Gus. And these are just very cute and hopeful and nice stories. You got to read them like they were a double-page splash. So read them in a Z. It took me half the book to figure that out. And then after that, I opened it from the beginning again and just had a great time with this. And Gus is this, I think he's a dog. And, these are just charming, cute little tales. They have no dialogue. 4 panels, and they're whimsical, and they're fun, and they're heartwarming, and I really enjoyed this. Be More Gus is an exploration of the simple joys in life. Come rain or shine, our tiny friend reminds us of every small happiness while wearing his best suit. And it's dedicated to 2 little ladies, her kid sisters. And this is her style. I mean, that's it, and it's very simple. It was very fun, and it warmed my heart, and I liked it a lot. And those are the comics this week. Let me get to that Star Wars stuff. My goodness. And I've been fighting with fucking Star Wars. They're not Star Wars fans. They're just, they really aren't. They think they are. They like the trappings of Star Wars. They like to dunk on chuds. So anyone that pushes back on them are chuds. And, but I like to say this, though. These are the most important Star Wars books. And I got them all. I just got these 2 for $40 for the 2 of them. Been meaning to get them for years. It's called The Star Wars Archives by Paul Duncan. And they have interviews, production, sheets, and on-set photographs. And then they come the J.W. Rinsler books, Jonathan Rinsler. I mean, these are the most important Star Wars books. The makings of, and then the movie novelizations. In my humble opinion, some of the most important Star Wars books ever printed. The makings of, interviews, production notes, concept art, and on-set photos, and the movie novelizations, of which have cutting room scenes and some extra dimensions not found in the movies. This is the foundation of the canon and lore that we're all fighting about. Yeah, I mean, but I had a really big extended thought about this whole thing. I'm a 51-year-old Generation 1 Star Wars fan. And I mean, I was there before the extended universe, the Legends. I really didn't embrace it that much, to be honest with you. I liked it, I respect it, I appreciate it, but and that's it for my hot cocoa, which isn't that hot anymore. But here's one of the big things about the Acolyte. The fucking mood ring. Osha bleeding her kyber crystal, just like they did in Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Darth Vader in the comic book, and Ben Solo in the Rise of Kylo Ren comic book. Like, all this ancillary stuff, a video game and 2 funny books. And remember, in 2012, George Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney, Lucasfilm to Disney. In 2014, Disney made the executive decision to discount and invalidate all the canon that came before it so they can have some space to make new stories. Yeah, you. I'm talking about you. It's George Lucas, ladies and gentlemen. And it's funny. We talk about him and he pops up. So in the old canon, the real canon, the Lucas canon, a Sith would make a red crystal synthetically. You'd bake one. You just get the elements together and you create one. In the new canon, you take a kyber crystal and you torture it. You have a ritual where you focus your hate on it and your passion and your rage, and you bleed the crystal. So it changes from its primary color of green or blue. Now there's yellow and occasionally purple. And you torture the crystal until it turns red. And it's yours because you are a Sith and you are angry. And so this is what happened in the last episode of The Acolyte. This is Osha, the quote-unquote good twin, who's being seduced by the dark side. Her twin sister, May, is the evil one who was killing all the Jedi. Osha just killed her Jedi friend, Saul, and took his lightsaber. But the lightsaber, look, you see what this is just happens real quick. That is the kyber crystal inside of the tube of the housing of the lightsaber itself. It's somewhat damaged, and the kyber crystal is sticking out of the side of the housing and physically touching May. And all the Discanon fans, all the Disney fans are like, oh my God, she's bleeding the crystal. Oh, look at her go. Oh, go, girl. The look on her face never changes. The actress, it's not the actress's fault that she didn't emote, that she had no rage or passion. That's the whole thing. Sith it's passion. It's attachment to your emotions. It's the opposite of letting go of your emotions. And she bleeds her crystal. And she doesn't, I mean, it's just, they're like the same crowd as the X-Men Krakoan Age crowd. It's just like oh my God, it's not about the love of the lore. It's not about the love of the stories. It's not about the love of the characters. It's about dunking on the chuds. It's about taking something from the other people and making it yours, of subverting it. Thank you. But also, it's like there's like, the crystal, is it out of alignment? the light, the energy, the power source goes through the crystal, and the crystal, and it forms the blade of the lightsaber. The lightsaber should have respected the alignment of the crystal right there. Therefore, it should have chopped her hand off. The blade should have came out skewed at an angle, or even blown up from being out of alignment. And then also, you have to remember, we have schematics of lightsabers. The crystal goes in the center. There's a power source in the handle. There's the crystal in the middle. And then there's they call it the focusing lens, and then the blade emitter. I mean, that's not how the Force works. That's not how a lightsaber works. I mean, this is just, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. And then I get into these arguments with the new fans. Seriously. I mean, it's just some of the stupidest stuff. They're unreasonable. You can't talk to them. It's no use engaging with a Disney fan. Seriously, you are there to be dunked on for pushing for not agreeing to this bullshit. I'm not going to agree to this stuff. It just, yeah. Hey, how's it going, Joseph Ricci? Good to see you, man. We are kind of talking about the Acolyte right now. See, I got a way out of this mind trap. And I wrote this earlier this week. I call it was a hot take and op-ed. So tonight is the series finale of the latest Disney Star Wars live action content for their streaming service, Disney Plus. And tomorrow, I fully expect my ex-Twitter timeline and my YouTube sphere to be filled with commentaries and reaction videos. I am a lifelong Generation 1 fan, 52 years old this year. We had all the toys, and it was glorious. It was a great time to be a kid. George Lucas's Star Wars even framed my spiritual bearing with Eastern spirituality that this crunchy Northern Californian, he coded his mythical knight's code with. The nuns in my parochial school could not compete with the Force. They offered the cross, and I chose the lightsaber. I make no apologies for my attitude here. I have the high ground, Anakin. Don't do it. You can join me here, but only if you choose to walk this path and let go of your attachment to the eternal disappointment with with the Disney Star Wars lifestyle brand and content. Lucas Star Wars is closed. It has been since 2012 when he sold to Disney. Lucas Star Wars cannot be harmed by Disney. Disney's version is an imitation. So knowing this, why let them bother you? How can it bother you from the high ground? They have no intent of doing right by you, the old fans. Yet, how? Well, yet they can. Wait a second. AI? What? Some who? AI, so is evil. So, so evil is good and good. Yeah, pretty much. That's the. He made what, $6 billion? Was it 4 billion? 6 billion? Yeah, it feels like I'm being gaslit. Yeah, and don't agree to it. Let's see. But this goes into the whole thing. They're breaking canon. They're disrespecting the lore. I'm hearing all these cries from our side of the of the fandom. They're disrespecting the canon. They're breaking lore. They don't give a fuck. They like winding you up. Seriously. They cannot break canon or lore. They can only draw on top of their photocopy with crayons. Lucas Star Wars is imperturbable. It can't be bothered. It can't be can't be upset. You, on the other hand, at this point, might be letting these people who take their joy in winding you up, wind you up. I am not telling you how to feel. I am telling you how I feel. The biggest problem with Disney is that they're a corporation filled with Ivy League business school grads, of whom hired like-minded creatives and executives, all steeped in 30 years of academic postmodernism and its critical theories: queer theory, colonial theory, race theory. All these, they're all the same. Enter a pre-existing space, destabilize, use aggressive terminologies in order to leverage, make changes, for the sake of making changes. It's, and alienate and the pre-existing population. Treat them like this. Treat them like the unenlightened savages they are. It's a form of colonialism itself, if you think about it. All steeped in 30 years of academic postmodernism and its critical theories, of which its roots can be traced back to simple Marxism, of which needs an oppressor and an oppressed in order to function. Without that dynamic, it's like a car without a transmission, no traction. Don't you see the same pattern all over your comic books, your pop culture IPs, gaming, knitting? Yes, knitting. From once was a simple fictional space where a battle between an heroic good versus an absolute evil could take place and be great escapism to the grayness and complexities of the real world. A simple space, the gray, the moral ambiguity, that's the real world. Lucas's Star Wars, on the other hand, was an idealized place where we used to take a break from such things. It is the tactic of the Marxist and the postmodernist to want to destroy the past and replace it with their version that supports their ideology. That's just world history. So only a Marxist academic postmodernist is going to weaponize something such as Star Wars. I am not going to agree to being some needy activist suppressor in order to justify their ideology. With that said, I still believe in the Force and that the Lucas Star Wars cannot be harmed by its current owners, because Lucas Star Wars is a closed story. This gives me solace, it gives me resolve, and it gives me the love to remember that Disney can never take this away from me or you. Yes, they could be making something more authentic, made for all fans. That's their conscious choice. Yet they don't choose that, and they haven't for almost 14 years now. Sure, you got like the last 20 minutes of Rogue One. You got season 1 of Andor that people kind of rave about. But I mean, seriously, there's no Darth Vader at Disneyland's Galaxy Edge? I mean, come on. Cui bono? Who benefits? So important. I wrote it down on my arm. If the Force is female now, it suffers from ex-wife energy. This is my new family now, and if you ever want to see the kids again, you have to behave. And by the way, I'm changing their last names too, and there's nothing you can do about it. And they're keeping the house, they're keeping the car, they're keeping the dog. You are out. Seriously, this is female energy, dude. Am I lying? I love women. They make the fucking world go round. But you know what? Star Wars used to be a boys brand. Now it's a princess brand. I mean, this is the mentality of women and sissies. I'm sorry. I love gay people too. I love women, but come on. I feel like it is what it is. It's a terrible thing to think and say, but I came up with it. I'm going to stick by it, and I believe in it firmly. Skeleton Crew is coming out soon. I saw the poster for that. It looks like Star Trek Prodigy. It's just kids and a droid and some kind of ship, and they have some adventures. And hopefully that's just going to be it for this wave of live action Disney plus content. And maybe they can just do what happened in the late 80s and early 90s. Take a break from it. Let some interest grow and some natural desire to want to be part of this. Disney's bought Star Wars, and we hate them for Disneyfying it. They're not good shepherds and caretakers, but what were you expecting? Seriously, they Disneyfied it. They Disneyfied Star Wars. They're Disney. What else were they going to do? Yet suffer not. Come with me to the high ground. The view is better up here. They need your attention. They need your metrics from engagement and tuning in, even in your hate watching. And they need your fanboy tears. I'll say this again. I am not telling you how to feel. I am telling you how I feel. Lucas Star Wars cannot be harmed. Join me, and together we will end this destructive conflict and bring order to our galaxy. Only a Sith deals in absolutes, and your focus determines your reality. These are all Star Wars-isms. You got a favorite quote from the Acolyte that wasn't recycled from the real Star Wars? What was your favorite? I remain and always will be a classic fan. Eric O'Sullivan, Boston, Massachusetts, USA, July 16th, 2024. The Force will be with you always. It's true. And yeah. So the mood rings, huh? Yeah. I'm expecting like the next round of fucking lightsabers to be like the kind of, they have these at conventions. If you've gone to a convention lately, you get lightsabers, purveyors. There's a rainbow. They sell like this is the basic model of the modern USB powered lightsaber. They can take a beating. They have noises. Blue. Green. I bled my lightsaber. Look, it's red now. Blue. Yellow. Purple. It makes wind do. White. Like Ahsoka. See, Ahsoka in her book, she took a Sith lightsaber and she purified it. So the bled crystal was saved by Ahsoka, and that's what made it white. Was she brought, and green is like my favorite lightsaber color because of Return of the Jedi. Over there are my 1999 Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsabers. So, but if you go to the cons, they now have like a lightsaber that has the spectrum. So it's fun. It's fun. It's funsies, and it's pride. It's a rainbow blade. I wonder when the rainbow blade is coming, so you can have the power of pride defeating the forces of ignorance and of marginalizing communities and shit. You think that's going to happen any second now, like in some kind of in the upcoming year or so? Probably. You see a rainbow lightsaber. You saw that Master Venestra's lightsaber whip. They only showed it once, but also you had Khmer's scars. He had a whip scar on his back. That was mystery box. That was never came to what happened. Was there anything there? Or how about like Saul, Jedi Master Saul, and Khmer? Saul means sun in Latin. Khmer means moon in Arabic. Were they brothers? Were they father and son? Who cares? Mystery box. Again, they had no relation. I mean, one the actors were Korean, and I believe that Manny Jacinto is half Taiwanese and half Filipino. But then, you had two major, your two male, major actors in this were both Asian men, and they had names that meant sun and moon, balance in the Force. Nothing there, nothing between them, of course. I don't know. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. a rainbow lightsaber. When is the rainbow lightsaber? Because they're all over conventions. They really are. It's the way the blade lights up. You know, you get like your custom hilt. I almost. Oh wow, turkey's done. I wanted to get a Palpatine blade, a Palpatine hilt. I love Palpatine. He's a great bad guy. No redeeming qualities. He's an absolute evil. He ain't coming back. There's no good side to Palpatine, except for the one failed clone he made that somehow he let live and let go, which ended up being Rey's father. How the what? This is convoluted shit. Hey, Nuke, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Am I going to buy the 50s? Heck no. I'll read them pirated, sure. But I've few and far between I've bought new Marvel Star Wars. I bought an issue. I bought 2 issues of Darth Vader, red, white, and black and white and red. And one was because Klaus Janson did art, and the other was because Peach Momoko had a story. Then I bought the 2 Star Wars Visions, because one Peach Momoko had one, and the other one was just I forget the guy's name, but it was very anime-like. And yeah, Kamir's name is based on Benestra's Padawan in Legends. It's not what you said. Yeah, and is he supposed to be his grandfather? Was that it? Was that ever? You know, who cares? It's only Disney canon. They can't. It's a jumble, and how many of these I just reading these fan comments over the past week. These stupid fucking fights. I mean, what does it matter? This is just this dunking on each other. And especially it's the new fans who want to dunk on the old fans. They really do. And it's like, and they get a joy out of that. They get their jollies off of that. But you want me to agree with what you got? Fuck you. Yes, the Dark Story Star Wars comics are definitely worth a read again. And me personally, I like the old Marvel Star Wars comics, 1977 and 1985, 107 issues plus 2 annuals. And I'm kind of thinking about getting them if I can. But yeah, so that's it for this week. Yeah. Oh yeah, I actually I backed my Rainbow the Brute action figure. Because I backed Rainbow the Brute 3 years ago. I got 2 executive briefcases, one to open and one to keep unopened for a speculator value. And the briefcase itself is a lunchbox, and we hit our goal, so we're getting a thermos. And and I've asked like new fans, like, hey, like, what's your favorite action figure growing up? And like, oh no, I came into this in my, my 20s. Like, dude, I was like 5 years old in 1977. 4 years old most of that time. 5 years old in November. And we had nothing but action figures, play sets, and toys, and like, there is just such a disconnect. And wow. I don't agree, but blame young people and their stupidity. Well, hopefully the kids aren't that, dumb, But yeah, that's the show this week. Thank you so very much for tuning in. We'll see you again next Sunday. We'll preview the new comic books. We'll review what comic books I bought, and we'll also next week we'll get into more about the upcoming DC All In initiative and their upcoming Absolute comic line, this new universe. Whoop-de-doo. I'm all out. I'm all out, man. I mean, I'm hitting the wall again with comic books. I have to get like really picky about what I buy. I don't have a lot of room. I don't have, it's kind of stressful. In a way, this is a hobby. It should bring me joy. It should be bringing me escapism. It should not bring you stress. There shouldn't, this eternal fighting against like, the good persons and the bad persons of fandom. It's all bullshit. I'm not falling for it. I'm not buying it. But I will never stop being a Star Wars fan, ever. Because the Force is my ally. Seriously. And I love reading about, I'll be reading the Rinsler books. I'll be reading the Duncan books, the makings of, the archives, you know, and I will always have the novelizations of the movies, the 6 movies, the 6 real movies that count. Seriously. And there's always something better to do out there than fight with. You know what? And here's the point, too. It's like, here's someone that does not give a shit what I think or how I feel. And they're trying to share with me how they think and how they feel. Funny how that works. It's like what my friend what my friend Chief said. Ironic, isn't it? Well, you have a great day. Thank you all for tuning in and spending some time and hanging out. I have not read the Darth Bane books. I haven't gone back that far. I've gone back as far as I watched over lockdown. I watched all the Knights of the Old Republic and the Old Republic cutscenes. They're like 4 to 8 hours each. They were just magnificent. Very Star Warsy. Very in universe. More so than the Disney stuff. And remember, the Disney stuff, they're like, oh yeah, your canon ended back in 2014. But you come back and cherry pick it as much as you can. I mean, and I just seriously, I mean, I got no, yeah. I don't engage with Disney Star Wars fans. I will tell them to fuck off, especially if they're being an asshole on Twitter. I don't like being an asshole to people on Twitter. I don't like doing this. You're like, oh, you broke canon and you disrespected the lore. Of course they're not. They're cultural locusts. They're postmodernists. They want to replace history with their own version to support their ideology. Remember, Bobby Drake was always gay. Don't you know? And if you say something different, you're a nist, you're a phobe, you're a bigot. Don't agree to it. Don't agree to them. And I'm not going to agree to their shoddy imitation. I love Star Wars. I love gay people too. I love women too. Seriously. Do I feel loved? Do I feel respected? Fuck no. But you know what? That's respect, though. You're being respectful in the face of being disrespected. You have respect. When you have respect, it shines from you like sunlight. You are the sun, and it just shines from you. It doesn't matter if someone respects you or not. All that matters is that you have self-respect. And when you have self-respect, you tend to have respect for everything around you and everyone. I didn't make it up. It's just the way shit works. Thank you so very much. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. We will see you again next week with more comic book talk, pop culture talk. Hey, you know what? Go register to vote. Vote for anyone you bloody well want to. And really, treat someone with suspicion if they say, we'll only vote for you. If you don't vote for all GOP stuff, there's something, you're a traitor, or vote blue no matter who. That doesn't work for me. Why does it work for you? I mean, I get it. You know, people like that scare me. You're going to pass over a much qualified person for your ideology. They will. They're not, and it's not about running the country properly. It's not. And that should scare the fuck out of you. But vote with your heart. Vote with your wallet. Vote with your head. Vote any way you want to. Just get out there and vote. And especially vote in your local, municipal, and state elections too. Because those are the ones that matter the most immediately and around you. And be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. If you're kind to yourself, you will just be kind to others. Because that's the way it works. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. We will see you again in those funny pages. Ciao. Bye-bye.